would like to thank you for the opportunity to share with you the view around leadership and culture, because that's what I would like to talk to you about. And also, thank you for the opportunity of learning from you. I was here sitting, listening to the people that was talking before me, perspective from startups, perspective from gurus from HR. And for me, as a leader, this mindset of always be learning, it's absolutely key. Every time, every opportunity I get to hear from someone with experience on an area that can enrich me, makes me better at what I do. So thank you so much for the people that actually presented on these panels, because I also learned a lot. I heard a lot about culture. I'll be talking about that, culture being a very absolutely important thing, and leadership not so much, but I honestly think that leadership has an important or crucial impact on what culture is about in organizations. So we live in a very, very challenging world, right? So change is the new normal. So we've went through pandemic, we went through supply chain disruption, we went through a number of things that actually changed the way the world worked and lives. And we know, and that's why we are here today talking about agility, that it's going to change and it's going to be different forever. But there are things that I believe are at the basics of our organizations in order to be able to be agile. And leadership and culture, honestly, I believe are drivers for sustainable success for the organizations that sustain and thrive in what they do. So let me start with a quote from a person that I guess most of you know well, Mr. Simon Sinek. Leadership is not about being in charge, but about taking care of those in your charge. A strong culture is the foundation of an enduring organization where values, not just rules, guide behavior. So I honestly think that this statement resonates deeply with the essence of leadership and organizational culture. What it's telling us is that leadership is not about control. It's about responsibility. It's about making sure that the people that work with us, the teams that compose our organizations, are working in a safe environment while they feel cherished, where they are being taken care of, where they are aware that the leadership is thinking about them, providing them the conditions to grow. So this is what's important, that they foster innovation. I mean, I heard it before here being said, so failing is not a problem, it's a learning opportunity. So this is the kind of environment that we do want to create. And we also want our leaders to live the values, not to just have a couple of, sentences or words written on a piece of paper and saying that this is our company's values. We want to see that every action, every, decision being taken by our leaders are driven by the values that underpin our organization. We do have to have those in mind, embedded in what we do for our company. I mean, this is absolutely key. Organizations that we see succeeding throughout the world really believe that a strong, value-driven culture is absolutely key. And this is what we, again, think it takes to actually thrive in this 21st century. And why do we want to create this kind of environment? Well, these numbers are very, really, concerning, right? Almost 80% of the people engaged in work actually are not connected with their leadership. They are not engaged with their company. Half of them is actually searching for new job opportunities. These numbers are really, must be a big concern to most companies. So 88%, on the other hand, are looking at healthy world cultures. That's what we want to create for them. That's what leadership has to be able to create for their teams. A culture, again, as we said before, that fosters collaboration, feels them cherished, feels them being taken care of. So culture actually matters. And leadership has the obligation to foster this culture in the organization. It's totally interdependent. It depends on the leadership that you have also, the culture that you are able to create. And the culture is something that your organization actually lives. You create experiences that create this culture. And if you don't, maybe you won't attract and retain the talent that you really want to attract and retain. Because, again, there is a lot of instability, and, most people, most of the talent that you want really need you to create this kind of environment for them. And it's now. And we've been passing a very difficult time, again, because of everything that has been happening. Change is huge. And the way that we used to connect with our teams before is not working anymore. So it's time to rethink the way the leaderships connect with their people. Another interesting point around this topic is that we used to think, or most people still think, that structure, processes, technology is a big one. The pace at which technology is growing these days is absolutely astonishing, and we all know it will impact the way we do our business. Gen AI, it's said, I know it's still not delivering on the promise, I heard that here, but it will gradually will. And it will impact the way we perform tasks. Almost half of the tasks will be performed in a different way. We will be augmented, not necessarily replaced, but we will do different things than we do today. New jobs will appear. So, again, still with this in mind, 70% of our business results, because at the end of the day, organizations must deliver business results, depend on the leadership that we have, on how they communicate with their people, how they behave, the tone that they use, the example that they are to their people. Leadership set the tone. They define the vision to achieve a certain strategy. But probably most of us have heard that culture, it's strategy at breakfast. I don't know how many of you knew this sentence, but it's very common to be said, because if the strategy that we set is not aligned with the culture of our company, it's not going to happen. It's definitely not going to happen. And changing a culture of a company is not something that can easily be done. And again, the leadership that you have in the front of your business makes all the difference in setting up the right culture to actually achieve the business performance that you want to achieve. I want to tell you a little bit about Accenture, because we talked a little bit about values, but these values that I decided to bring you today I've joined the company a long time ago. I won't say how many years, but it's decades. And we already had this set of core values. So client value creation. So we are a consulting company. We are here to deliver value to our companies. We are here to enable our companies to becoming high-performance businesses. We are one global network. We are over 750,000 people operating in 120 countries worldwide. So we have to bring the power that we have in this network to each and every client we work with, whatever the client is, whatever the need is. We do have the right approach to bring to a specific problem that we want to solve. We want to attract the best people. So we've said it before. right? So we need to have the right means to attract the best people, to develop the best people. We consider ourselves a school company, if you want. We leaders must look at the future and act today, right? So we must know what kind of skills our people must be developing in order to be able to deliver the client value that we are promising. So that's what we are working on every day. Integrity. Without integrity, transparency. So, I mean, we work for people with people. So we must trust each other. We must be transparent. Integrity is an absolute key value that we cherish a lot at Accenture. And then I left for the end the respect for the individual. Because, again, we have these 6 core values for more than 30 years. They are still absolutely actual, they're absolutely in the lines of what we do today. But, of course, at certain points in time, some of them required more attention than others. We've been paying a lot of attention to respect for the individual, more and more. Again, to create those diverse, inclusive environments where people feel happy at the end of the day. We want happy teams because they deliver better work, right? So the respect for the individual is a core value that we now have a big number of initiatives that actually go to this core value to make sure that this environment plays full respect for the individual. Just to give you also an idea is that every single person from our leadership team is evaluated not only by numbers, which obviously are important. We are delivering and we have to deliver business results, but on behaviors, on how they collaborate. So every single moment in time where our teams are evaluated, our leadership teams are evaluated, they have to have a reflection around behaviors and collaboration, because we believe that's important to create that culture that we want to nurture inside our company. And again, stewardship. Stewardship is we want to leave a better company for the ones that comes. We've been around for a while. We want to stay around for a while, right? So again, leadership and culture, fostering the success of our company that we've been able to sustain. And we do want, as leadership team, to leave a better company to the ones to come. For that, of course, we have a look in the future, and we respond, and we prepare our workforce, and we adjust to make sure that we are completely aligned with what is needed to actually continue succeeding. I leave you, because I already have a red light here, I leave you with one last sentence that goes back to my first slide. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. So Mr. Gandhi, right? So I guess everyone also knows who Mr. Gandhi is. And again, to the same message, right? Leadership is not about, control. It's about responsibility. It's about being at the other people, at our teams, in this case, service. We are here to serve and to create the right environment for our people. And thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much.